To talk more about the PRISM program, we are joined by Mr. James Corbett. He's the editor of the Corbett Report website, which is an independent news website. Welcome to Underground.
Thank you for having me here.
In life, individuals can keep their privacy, whereas now online we see that privacy can hardly be kept. What's your take?
Well, unfortunately, that is the sad truth of where things are right now. And the latest scandal that's been broken by this new NSA whistleblower, Edward Snowden, is in fact just the latest piece of information we've had that only adds to the picture that we already know that the NSA is completely and utterly taking all of data that's flowing into the data centers of the United States and copying it wholesale. We've known this since at least 2006 when there was an AT&T whistleblower, Mark Klein, who revealed the existence of a room in the San Francisco AT&T data center that was operated by the NSA and that was used to copy all of the information that was coming electronically into the United States at that juncture. It was being copied completely wholesale by the NSA. So we know that this is just one small part of a complete data collection that's been going on for years.
Wow, that's interesting, actually. And after the PRISM program is revealed in the United States, and you're talking about more things that are not revealed yet, do you think that people will be more conservative when using their social media tools?
Absolutely. Well, when they're online generally, there's really no electronic communication that's safe from this. And one of the things that Edward Snowden has claimed is that even in his role, he was just an employee of a contractor for the National Security Agency, so a relatively low-level position. But he said that he had access to be able to wiretap pretty much anyone in the country, from an accountant or a lawyer or a bricklayer all the way up to the President of the United States. All he would need is a personal email address and he would be able to wiretap that individual. So basically nothing that anyone does can be taken to be private that is happening online. And this is the state of affairs that the national security state generally has brought to the United States.
Okay, we've seen some whistleblowers had some fate which is unknown or which is really hard or had hard time with the United States government. Don't you think that this is affecting freedom of speech?
Of course it is. This is exactly what this is used for. This is used to target political enemies of those in the positions of power. It's also used to target business competitors, to the business cronies of those in the national security state. Another big elephant in the room that no one talks about with this is the potential for blackmail. Again, no one's communications are safe, including members of Congress or the President of the United States. Supposedly anyone can be wiretapped through this. So whoever is on the other end of that wiretap has unbelievable leverage and control over the people, even the people in Congress, which of course makes this the absolute total power over the entire political system of the United States.
Now we've seen people are afraid actually of this, and they started to feel that they shouldn't be really saying whatever they want online. Legally speaking, does the information obtained online serve as an evidence against the user?
Legally speaking, they would have to jump through various hoops to try to get it into a court, assuming it was going to be an open court of law, and they probably would not want to do that because it would reveal just how vast this wiretapping really is. But at any rate, it can be used as background data collection for investigations. And given the NDAA 2012, the National Defense Authorization Act, the U.S. military can arrest American citizens on American soil without ever revealing charges, and can hold them indefinitely. So basically, they never have to present this information in court if they don't want to. So I think anyone who is a political dissident has to be worried that this will be used against them. But I think that's all the more reason for people to speak up and to speak out. Because again, the political dissidents are not committing any crimes in the United States, which supposedly has free speech. So if people don't use that free speech, it will be trounced upon by programs like this.
Sure. Now, the European Union, we heard the news that the European Union is also involved in similar programs. What can you tell us about that?
There's a lot less information about what the European Union is doing in this regard, but it would be naive to think that they don't have similar programs. And although the European Union certainly does have more rhetoric about privacy, and there are stronger privacy laws in various parts of the EU, I think, again, this is part of a broader system. And again, we only have to look back to, for example, the Echelon system that was revealed a couple of decades ago, which was a network of intelligence agencies, including Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the United States, and England, which all worked together to intercept phone calls all around the world. And that was 2 to 3 decades ago. So it would be naive to think that the U.S. National Security Agency isn't working with intelligence agencies in Europe as well.
My last question to you here, do you think that the social media programs such as Google and Facebook are involved in what was taking place, or their denial can be believed at least?
Well, personally, I'm not believing their denials. We'll have to see what further documents come out. But we already know that that Microsoft and other companies do have policies and guidebooks about how to respond to requests from intelligence agencies. And they have published some information about some of the court-ordered documents that they have passed over to various governments. So we know that this does go on. We just don't know the extent of it. I would be very surprised if the NSA did not have direct access to Google and Microsoft and Facebook servers. But again, regardless, they have access to all of the information in all of the data centers flowing through the United States. So it doesn't really matter if they have direct access to Google servers.
Mr. James Corbett, thank you for joining us on Underground. You are the editor of Corbett Report website. Now, after this interview, we will take a short break and then we will be back. Stay tuned.